Okay, so this is a bit of a rush video, but holy peak. This episode was phenomenal. I don't even have time to properly edit together a nice kind of meme video. You're having to see me in my greasy self right now because this episode needs to be spoken about. Now, I know whenever an episode comes out, people always say, oh, that was my favourite episode in years, that's the best episode in years, this is 10 out of 10, and then time goes on, it's like, actually, it wasn't that good, actually, it's not my favourite, actually, it's not 10 out of 10. When I saw the Robot Revolution, I was like, this is good, this is like a solid kind of, this is like a 9. Next week, I was like, you know what, this is kind of like 6, 7, that's still good. But I'm never normally the type of person who says this episode is the best episode in years if I don't think it is. But this episode is the best episode in years. This episode is amazing. It delivers, it had me gripped the entire way through. Before going into this episode, I saw someone on my Discord server say, oh, it's quite scary. I was like, is it actually that scary? Grow up a bit. It was that, it actually did. Like, I genuinely froze for a bit. There is a reaction video that I will edit and put out on the Discord server just for people over there, so do go check that out. But I was genuinely like, oh, it had me gripped. It just had me gripped. Everything about it was amazing. The sets, the costume, the music, especially bringing back the music, the flashbacks had us all go because I watched it with two other people going, oh, whoa, what the hell? It was genuinely so good. This is such a rambly review, but this is just literally showing you my excitement that this episode is genuinely 10 out of 10. My favourite episode in all of Doctor Who ever is Midnight. So going into this, I was excited, but I was also like, you know what? It could flop, or it might not meet necessarily Midnight level. You know, doing a Midnight sequel, it could have really flopped, it could have really gone badly, it could have not been great at all. It also could have just been good. I mean, it's good, no, it could have been Midnight, but it's good, it's cool, they're built on it. It matched Midnight. I don't even know if I maybe want to admit that it's better than Midnight. I don't know if I'm ready to admit that yet, but oh my god, guys, that was actually amazing. Trying to just break it down bit by bit in my head, obviously, you know, you start off, yes, the rumours, just to kind of tease it with the Midnight thing with the clock on the door. So going into it, when they said, oh, Galvanic's son, it was kind of, oh, okay, Midnight. But the kind of backwards working of how they worked out, because he didn't clock that straight away. You know, there's galvanic radiation all across the universe. But then, oh, it was an extonic star before. And then, you know, they're mining this, which, oh, what is that? That's diamond. What was the planet? It was blah, 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 Midnight. And then, you know, it was just perfect. The fact we still didn't see it was amazing. The fact of how it worked. There was still some good moments too, like, you know, when, I can't remember the character's name, when she said, kind of like Amada, when she said to the character who it was latched onto, Alice, when she said, turn 180 degrees, and then, you know, they took out the kind of rebel overthrown guy. So there was still some good funny moments in there. I know that wasn't necessarily a laughing moment, because that was when the Doctor was like, oh, this is what it does, this is what it turns you into. But still, you know, there's still some good moments of, haha, you know, like some clever moments. The way they stopped it with, obviously, the Mirror of Mercury, genius, obviously it pushed her off to get behind it. The fact, again, they didn't show it, the fact that then took Melinda, like, it was all perfect. The pacing was amazing. The main thing for me is that this episode actually had me gripped the entire way through. There wasn't one scene where I was like, oh, I feel like getting to the end of the story now. We were like 40 or however minutes in, we only had a few minutes left, and I was like, I feel like we're nowhere near done. Like, this is really good. Like, I feel like we haven't been watching it for that long. It is genuinely amazing. I have no faults with this episode. This episode for me is a 10 out of 10. The last episode I gave a 10 out of 10 was World Enough in Time. Only specifically part 1 as well, not even, what's part 2 called? Oh, that's kind of bad, I can't remember. It's not the Doctor Falls. No, it is the Doctor Falls. It is the Doctor Falls. Promise I'm a fan. I promise I'm not. But honestly, it was just amazing. I can't. You know, I know my Revolution review was a lot more well put together than this, but this has to be spoken about. This episode is genuinely peak. I want to know what you guys think, though. There is a Discord in the description as well. I think the fact that this episode matched Midnight is incredible. It built on it. It made it scarier. Going back to watching Midnight is going to make this make Midnight another level. I'm glad it wasn't a prequel when it is a sequel. The ending, again, of course, of oh my god, has it got off? That's the thing with this episode. There was like revelation after revelation after revelation. The Midnight reveal, the entity reveal. Then it was like, you know, when the Doctor talked to it and it said his name, or obviously we didn't hear it. And it's just all of this. It was amazing. There was so many things. I thought it was such a great heroic moment as well. When obviously the commander took it onto her and then put herself in the well. Before getting to that scene, I was like, could we potentially see this happen? Could maybe we see someone go into the well with it? I was like, are they going to do that? They did it, and it was amazing. This episode was genuinely incredible, and 10 out of 10. I have no fault. I genuinely have no faults for it. Not one single fault. As I said, last 10 out of 10 I gave was All Nothing Time. I very rarely give episodes 10 out of 10s. I've probably given out all of New Who maybe about 4 10 out of 10s. Knocked on the mic guy. This is one of them. This is also a very rushed video, so I'm sorry about that, but I have to get this out. I wanted to speak about it. It was that is how excited I got from this episode. I'm so excited to see what else they've cooked up. They must have they cooked. They must have sweat their balls off on this episode to write this, because the writing was perfection, like genuinely peak. Anyway, those are my initial reaction thoughts. I may well put them together in a nice review. This video may even go down. There will be a full, complete episode reaction on the Discord server that you'll see. So join that below. Subscribe, because if this is the future of Doctor Who, oh my god. Like this, when people said, oh, when it was announced Ross was coming back, this is what we wanted, and now this is what we're getting. And it was building up the finale again, still, Mrs. Flood. This was perfect. Subscribe.